he's a great fighter. I respect the way he fights and respect what he's done in the game. He's up there as one of the best time fighters. And, also my conditioning coach, Tony Brady, is also pushing me. So the camp I've had is the camp that is I'm normally happy with. So I wanted. I got Terence Crawford. I'm not taking this fight lightly. I'm not just taking this fight just to be a number. I'm taking this fight because I know I can win this fight. With my boxing skills, being smart, go in there and cause a big upset. Now I know all odds are against me, but this is where I like to be. This is where I like to be because it's when the underdog I perform at the best.
Can y'all hear it? Give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear it, man. If y'all can hear Amir Khan clearly. And if y'all can hear him clearly and y'all can hear me. Okay.
I've always wanted to be up there in the top rankings. I'm at the peak of my career at 31. 32 now. So I've got the best. I feel strong physically, mentally. I'm prepared for this fight. So I think this is just a great timing where I come in and take this fight and win this fight as well. Otherwise, I wouldn't have taken this fight. I had another fight in the UK, which was against Charles Brooks. But when I saw this fight, I was like, this is stylistically a better fight for me. And I think
smash the like button
with ESPN, which I want to thank as well. I think that on ESPN, this fight will be even bigger and better. And it'll be good for my recognition and good for me as well in the future. So, training's still going strong. We still like just under 4 weeks away from the fight. And I'm going to be more than ready. So I'll let you guys know that. Thank you.
Kevin? We would like to turn the floor over to questions for both Amir and Bob at this point. After the Q&A portion of this call is concluded with Amir, we will have Terence Crawford on the line.
Again, to ask a question, you may press star followed by the number 1 on your telephone keypad. Our first question comes from Dan Rafael.
How are you today?
Hi, Dan. I'm doing well, thanks.
My question for you, Amir, is if you could just talk a little bit about your thought process in accepting and going after this fight instead of the fight that had been discussed for you prior to this fight coming about, which was a fight with your British rival, Kell Brook, that a lot of people, at least in your country, were very interested to see, and not taking that offer and instead coming to the States to fight against Terence Crawford in a similarly significant fight.
Yeah, so basically I love fighting in the States. I've had some big performances here, and I wanted to be back over here again and put another big fight on. New York is one of my favorite locations in America. So when this fight was put to me, this fight is going to be a pay-per-view fight. I decided to, take this fight with both hands and make sure that I can take and make sure that if I'm going to take this fight, I'm going to win this fight as well. And my team might have been a little bit, they didn't agree with me as much. I was like, look, this is the fight I want because Terence, breaking down the fight, Terence is a very skillful fighter. I always do well against skillful fighters. This is going to be like a game of chess at times. His legs come forward, he does punch well, and he does like fight as well. So then he's got the best of both worlds, and not only that, he's the same weight as me. I mean, he's going to be I thought I went away more, so I'm probably physically the bigger guy in this fight. I'm physically the guy who's been in the 147 division longer as well. So I've got that advantage on my side, whereas normally I'm the smaller guy fighting these bigger guys. So I think that's definitely going to be on my side. People might feel it.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry about that. I thought you were done.
People might feel that, from my last performance against Vargas, I'm going to be the same. But I know that was a very bad performance. It was just not me. I know I have to just go in there and win a fight. It's hard to motivate yourself against guys where you're supposed to win, because all you have to do is turn up there and you're going to win the fight because you've got a better skill set and everything else. But in this fight, this is what I have to do in my A game. I have to make sure that I can't make any mistakes I have to go into this as an underdog, but prove myself and win this fight.
Amir, was any part of your thought process in taking this particular fight, and I'm saying this based on my understanding that financially it's about the same for both fights. You would have made a lot of money for either fight. So was part of your thought process, I can fight Crawford, have an opportunity to fight on a big American pay-per-view to win the welterweight title against a top opponent in a place I know you like fighting in New York City. And whatever happens, if you win, if you lose, whatever goes down, if it's a draw, that Kell Brook is still going to be a fight that's in your back pocket that a lot of people are still going to want to see, regardless of the outcome of April 20th.
Well, I don't know if that fight's still going to be there. I mean, I chose this fight over that fight, and I know that I've seen in numerous times in the media Eddie saying that the fight's literally dead now, it's not going to happen again. I mean, look, who knows? Time will tell. I mean, I'm taking this fight step at a time, fight by fight, and let's get this fight out of the way first, and then we take it from there. I mean, look, that fight might never happen. It might happen. So I'm just taking every fight as it comes, really.
Understood. And let me ask one question to Bob. Hey, Bob.
Yeah, Dan.
Bob, when you were and everybody at Top Rank was looking for an opponent for Terence to fight in this spring time frame, was Khan sort of at the top of your list, or did you have to sort of go through and see who was available, or was he? Because he's got a big name, he's got a lot of accomplishment, he's got a fan base. How did you guys go about deciding that let's target Khan to make an offer to, as opposed to any other fighter in the welterweight division?
The first thing is, what's the best fight we can do? And I have always been an Amir Khan fan, and I say this without not because I'm promoting him in this fight, but I remember back in the day, years and years ago, when Amir Khan joined Manny Pacquiao in his camp and was a tremendously skillful sparring partner. Amir knows we were, I think, in the Philippines. He participated in that camp. And so I know a little bit about boxing. I'm not one of the matchmakers who really are tremendously skilled. But I've been around over 50 years in this sport, and I know what makes a good fight and what's a competitive fight. And I'm telling you that Amir Khan against Terence Crawford is a hugely competitive fight. Styles make fights, and this is the first pay-per-view event that we're doing with ESPN, and we value tremendously our relationship to ESPN, and I want going in and at the fight, so going out, everybody to say, hey, this was a great, great fight. And I really believe that the fight will be a tremendously interesting, competitive fight. And that's why we made it. That is the truth. That is why we made it. There are other fighters, other welterweights who are coming along and may one day step up and fight for a welterweight champion. I'm sure they will, like the Eastern Europeans, Disputin and Kavaliauskas. But this fight, instinctively, I knew, and my matchmakers agreed, was a very, very competitive fight. I mean, you have to understand there are very few fighters who have the boxing skills of Amir Khan. Very, very few. So I look at this as a very competitive fight.
All right, thank you very much, Bob. Appreciate it. Thanks, Amir.
Your next question is from Carlos Toro.
Hi, thanks, Amir and Bob, for taking time to talk to us. My first question for Amir is that, you said New York is, one of your favorite boxing homes, and it's been the site of a lot of your big wins. Does fighting in New York kind of bring back any special memories, whether it be the fight against Paulie Malignaggi or just overall gives you more motivation to perform well because it is such a big market?
Well, I got married in New York City, so I think that's a good one. And then obviously, my in-laws all live in New York. I spend a lot of time over there. But not only that, my first fight in America was in New York City at the MSG, at the smaller one, at the smaller arena they have. And that was a great performance against Paulie Malignaggi. And America. So, this is another big fight here. And when it was New York, I was like, yes, because I walk around the New York city, and I've met so many fans who have always said to me, why don't you fight in New York again? All your fights are normally in Vegas and in LA and, in that side, the West Coast. And I'm like, okay, one day I will come back to New York. And I think this is the time now where I come back for a big fight and to give my fans and the people of America another big one.
Amir, Crawford, as you mentioned, you spend more time as a welterweight than Terence Crawford. Have you had a chance to sort of look at Terence Crawford's 2 fights against Jeff Horn and Jose Benavidez? And if so, what do you make of Crawford at 147 pounds so far?
I'm never a good fighter. Look, I can't take this lightly. This fight is going to be a tough fight, and he's a very, very good, skilled fighter with power. Some decent power. He's durable. He moves well, boxes well. So for me to win this fight, I have to be on my A game. I can't make any mistakes. But he's still. I'm not going to say I've read this. I read on the media, people saying he's quite new in the welterweight division. But I don't think he is. You can see he's a quite filled out welterweight fighter. For the welterweight division, I think he's fighting everything. He kind of moves into it quite well. So I'm not going to go in there thinking I'm stronger, I'm bigger, I'm the physically bigger fighter. I'm going to go in there and use my skills to win this fight. My skills is what's going to win the fight, not the size, not the power. And it's about being my IQ and my skills for this one.
One last quick question for Bob. What was the thought process of sort of making this fight into a pay-per-view? Was it, the matchup itself, or was it a time where, Crawford, his fights on ESPN television drawn incredible ratings and record-high viewership? Was it a matter of simply, this was the time regardless of the opponent, or simply the matchup warranting a pay-per-view event?
I'm sorry. It's really a combination of both. It's the matchup that warrants the pay-per-view, and it's also because it's such a big fight that, this is professional boxing, and the fighters have to be compensated because it's such a big fight. And therefore, you cannot rely on a network to constantly come up with big money as a rights fee. So if the fight is big enough, you have to then go to the public and say to the public, hey, this is a terrific fight. You have to support the fight. Now, sometimes the public says no. But, if we have confidence in the event, they'll say yes. So that's really what it's about. You can stop playing the games of whether a fight should be pay-per-view or shouldn't be pay-per-view. The first question, is it a really good matchup, really an interesting event? And then secondly, is it affordable on regular television? Can a rights fee support the fight? And in this case, we have a splendid event, and we have fighters who have to be and should be compensated for their performances, and therefore you go to pay-per-view. That is the mindset. Everything else is noise.
Thanks, Bob, and thanks, Amir.
Thank you.
Your next question comes from James Bell.
Hello, this is James Bell for the Boxing Source, and I have one question for Amir Khan. You've been talking about coming into this fight being the underdog, but you've been familiar with big fights over the course of your professional career. How does having that familiarity and that experience kind of like factor into this particular fight, as you might not have to worry about all the media coverage, press coverage, stuff like that leading up to this particular fight?
I've been quite lucky where from my first fight as a professional, I was the main attraction on television. I had all the media, the big press conferences, had conference calls and everything. So I had a lot of media attention from day one since I became professional. And, I've been going 14 years strong as a professional, and still I've had big media coverage, and I've had that kind of pressure on me. But I've learned how to cope with that pressure, and how to deal with that pressure. And really now, when I go into a fight, and when I go to a fight, I always make sure that it's not on my mind, but I'm nice and cool and chilled out. There's a lot of things I think about with all this pressure. And also, one more thing I want to say, this is to everybody, is that Crawford, there's a lot of talk about Crawford fighting Spence. Spence just come off a fight. And, all the people that are talking about that fight, he's got his hands full against me. Because I'm not just a number. I know when I have to turn it on, I have to turn it on. And, in maybe previous fights, I've won the fights, but I've not maybe looked the best. But because I know that I really belong a level above. So I'm one of those fighters that if I'm fighting a guy who's supposed to be at the top of his game, they're not going to bring me to the top of my game. So they bring the best out of me. If Crawford's talking about Spence, maybe that fight happening and overlooking me, I think he is going to be having a big shock. So I hope he's going to be ready in this fight. He's been hurt we've both been hurt in fights. But he's been hurt by guys like Gamboa. I'm a fully fledged welterweight fighter who hits hard in this welterweight division, and I've got good knockout percentage. I'm an unbeaten welterweight fighter. It's a weight where I feel comfortable at, and it's a weight where I feel stronger as well. And I've got my speed, I've got my movement, and I've got the perfect size. Whereas the other weights maybe might have been a little bit too much for me, going up to when I fought against Canelo. That's maybe putting on too much. But even that fight, I really think I was winning that fight. When it comes to boxing skills and being smart and knowing that I couldn't make any mistakes. Obviously, I got caught with a big shot, which probably would have knocked out any welterweight fighter, in that fight. But this is where I want to maybe tell everybody that, look, I'm not just a number. I'm not just going to come into this fight and make numbers or make a night of boxing. I'm coming to win this fight.
All right, thank you.
Your next question is from Benjamin Block.
Yeah, hi, Amir. Just a question for you. You talked a little bit about fighting in New York and having been married here and having family here. How much of the venue at the Garden, played into your decision to take this fight over Kell Brook? And maybe just talk a little bit more about the home cooking of New York and maybe if any kind of advantage do you think that gives you?
New York is a very chill place. I remember that I love New York. And I love the place. I've spent a lot of time there. And also the MSG is probably the mecca of boxing, where you've got you've had all the biggest fights from the early 80s and 90s have been there. So I want to be amongst them. I want to be amongst those big fights that one day when I'm walking my kids, so I'll be spending a lot of time in New York, and I'll be walking past which I really like to test my kids. Look, your daddy fought there, So it means a lot to me. New York is something I'm always going to be attached to. So it's great that the fight.
Your next question is from Cameron Buford.
Hey guys, thanks for taking this time to talk to us all. Amir, I appreciate it. I got a couple questions. Some of the guys asked my questions already. Speaking of Madison Square Garden, and maybe that is, maybe this is. What is the most impressive venue you fought in?
So I fought in a few. Looking back in my whole career, I fought all over.
Smash the like button. Get the likes to 60.
I said the Madison Square Garden, this will be one of the best ones I will ever fight in, because it's a mecca of boxing. There was some huge fights there. So I just will have to top all the venues I fought in. And also to get a win there would be even more amazing. And if I world title, it's probably one of my biggest fights in my career. So I expect this will always be number one. But then, I fought the MSG, not the MSG, sorry, MGM. which is in Vegas, and also T-Mobile. So I've got the opportunity to fight in these big arenas. I also like in New York when I fought Chris Algieri at the stadium, which one it was, what's the stadium called?
Will Stroker, salute.
The big basketball stadium in New York, in Brooklyn. Barclays, yeah, Barclays. I've the Barclays as well. So I've had the opportunity as a fighter to fight in all these different locations.
Ronald Morgan, salute in the Super Chat.
MSG will be up there as one of the best practices.
Okay, I'm sure they appreciate hearing that. You talked about kind of getting your mind set before the fight, kind of having your mind right. And how is it that you find to chill out before the big fight like this?
No, I didn't even see it, Star City Jack.
I've been in the game for quite a long time. Like 14 years fighting, and 10 years fighting at top level. So you just kind of learn as time goes on. I'm getting old. I'm 32 now. You know, I'm not no spring chicken where I'm still young. I'm still learning. I'm learning anything I'm new to. I've got the experience. I've done this numerous times. I don't have to deal with everything now. I know how to when to rest and when to talk and when to do things right. So, you know, it comes with age. It comes with experience. And I've been quite lucky to be in this position for the last world class level for the last 10 years.
Okay, I got a couple more for you. You mentioned about Crawford not overlooking you as an opponent, and not saying that you might be overlooking Crawford for your opponent, but we all have to look forward. After beating Crawford on the 20th of April, would you see yourself fighting Spence, or would you be wanting another fight before you got to Spence?
Honestly, I've never ever looked past fights I made on stage when I was young and I was thinking about that. But to be honest with you, I'm just going to take every fight at that time. There's a lot of big fights out there for me. There are Spences, there are Caldwell. There's big fights out there for me. Man, it just depends how long I want to be in the game for. You know, I've always said I want to retire young and I want to enjoy time with my family. So let's see. I mean, if those things can happen, like I said, I'm sure after the fight, hopefully the press conference, that's when we can talk about this.
On the conference call.
All right, we have to move on to the next question that we have to take.
Your next question is from Tony Boone.
Hi, Amir. Crawford is a right-handed guy, but he's become more comfortable fighting as a southpaw as he's gone on as the champion here. You have an extremely great record against southpaw fighters. I guess, first of all, how do you expect Crawford to approach your fight? And I guess, how do you kind of counter what he's going to do, knowing that he prefers to fight southpaw now, even though he is a right-handed fighter?
We've worked with different guys in sparring. But different guys who are coming at me, some are switchers, some are guys who are southpaw, some are orthodox. So I'm not leaving anything behind. I'm working with both kinds of guys. If Crawford wants to fight me southpaw, then so be it. If he wants to fight me orthodox, so be it. So we can be ready for whatever he brings to the table. I'm not leaving anything behind on this. I don't want to go into the fighting thing when I'm at the expectation. So I'm going to make sure that I've done everything right and I've learned every little bit from my training partners.
All right, next question.
Your next question comes from Daniel Canabia.
Yes, this question is for Mr. Aram. A lot of speculation on Twitter whether you write your own tweets. You saw yesterday you reached out, you sent a tweet about Crawford and Spence, and you tweeted that out, and a lot of people say, Bob Arum doesn't write his own tweets. He doesn't know how to work Twitter. I just thought you would set the record straight for us.
Well, the people who think I don't work Twitter, we all work Twitter. Even the President of the United States uses Twitter. So, yeah, I work Twitter. I think it's a great Twitter, and fans read them and respond. Sometimes they like them, sometimes they don't like them, and sometimes they say the most horrible way to educate fans and to reach fans. So yeah, I'm a big Twitter, at least 3 or 4 tweets a week. So yeah, I plead guilty to writing my own tweets.
So that's probably the only time you've ever agreed with the President of the United States. That Twitter is a great tool.
Well, that's really true, but I use it better than he does.
All right, thank you. All right, and look, thank you, everybody. After a brief hold, Terence Crawford will be online. Thank you.
Thank you, Amir, and we'll be seeing you soon.
Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. All the best.
Yeah, I heard Amir Khan talking, man. Now Terence Crawford coming up. I lost no, that's not it. Terence Crawford is coming on. I got disconnected and lost my spot, so you see they ain't even give me a second to ask Amir Khan something.
Hello, Terence.
Terence Crawford coming on now.
He should be connecting in a moment.
Hello?
Okay, you joined the call, so you can put Terence on and we're ready for him.
Who's on it?
Hello?
Terence.
Yeah.
Hey, Terence, Bob Aram, how are you?
What's up, Rich?
Good. Okay, let's go, Evan. Start it.
So now, everybody, you have Terence Crawford on the line. So everybody get your questions in.
All right, I want to, before Terence takes the questions, I just want to say what a privilege it is to have him on and to have him as his promotion. You have to realize that 40 years ago, I promoted the great welterweight of that time, Sugar Ray Leonard, and now, 40 years later, I have the honor of at top rank of promoting the success of the Sugar Ray Leonard, Terence Crawford, and I believe that Terence Crawford is the best welterweight in the world. Certainly a contender for pound, the best fighter in the world, and I believe that he's in a real fight with Amir Khan, who I've explained to everybody I've been a fan of, a terrific fighter, and that's what Terence wants, challenges as he goes on with his great career. So, open it up. Maybe Terence has something to say. Terence, you have a few remarks to make before we open up for questions?
Not really. I just appreciate all the support that I have been getting, and I'm looking forward to hit the 20th MSG.
Okay, open up, Evan, to questions.
And look, everybody, before we begin, we also have Terence's manager and trainer, Brian McIntyre, on the line available for questions as well. Thank you.
To ask a question, you may press star followed by the number 1 on your telephone keypad. Our first question comes from Dan Raphael.
Everybody, Ted Womack, hi, Terence. Terence, you there?
Hi, Dan. Yeah, I'm here.
My first question for you, Terence, and part of what I was talking about is having you have your first pay-per-view fight. I wanted your view of you've had several significant fights in your career so far, but this will be the first time you're on pay-per-view and you're in the main event and you're obviously the champion.
No what?
He's right. It's not first.
No, you're right. I mean, you fought post-all on pay-per-view. My apologies. But I guess a fight that is, I guess, a much bigger name, and we don't have to,
Even though he had multiple pay-per-views.
I'm sure we'd be happy to talk about that. But this one is the pay-per-view. Understood. I just wanted your opinion about having a really significant fight on pay-per-view, probably bigger than the fight.
What are you talking about? Don't try to shut down that fight.
I'm not shutting anything down. I'm just saying I think that
he getting that damn rapid.
All right, I will move on to my next one. That's fine.
Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Our next question is from Cheyenne McCorgo.
Hey, Bud. I want to ask the first question. I want to ask you. Everybody wants to see the big fight with yourself and Amir Khan. I was wondering. I mean, yourself and Errol Spence. I was wondering if you caught the fight last week or 2 weekends ago, and what was your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I caught the fight. He did what he was supposed to do. It was a good stuff. Hello?
Yeah. You caught the fight?
Yeah, I caught the fight. He did what he was supposed to do, but at the same time, I'm not focused on how that fight did. I'm more focused on my fight and my task at hand.
Okay. And now another thing is, Amir Khan has a lot of hand speed and things of that nature. People overlook this fight because they feel like Amir Khan is chinny. What's your response to that?
This is a tough fight. Amir Khan never lost in the welterweight division. He knows what he's doing in the ring. He boxes real good. He's real fast. He's real crafty. He's a veteran. So this is going to be a tough fight.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello? You still there, Bud?
Terence? Brian?
Hello?
Evan, get him back on the line, and meanwhile, I can answer any questions while you get them back.
Hey, Bob. So we saw that you tweeted out that everybody was willing to.
They're doing a different phone.
Hello?
Hold on a minute, operator.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're doing a different phone.
Oh, okay.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good. Hey, Brian. Good. All right, Bomac's on the phone, and we're putting on Terence on a different phone.
Okay, so Bob, we saw that you were saying that you was ready, willing, and able to make the Errol Spence fight should Terence Crawford get past Amir Khan April 20th.
May I have your conference ID number?
Hello? 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 My conference.
Hello?
Hello?
Evan, this is well, start having him ask questions. Brian's on the phone. I'm on the phone. And you'll get Terence on the phone.
We're getting Terence on the phone right now on Julie's phone.
So Bob, you can hear me? I don't know what's going on.
Your next question is from Tony Bill.
I didn't finish mine. Hello?
Hey, Brian, I'll go ahead and ask you a question. I know this is quite a while ago, but it's one of the defining fights, I guess, for both guys here. was the Bradis Prescott fight. When you guys took that fight and Terence came out and put on that great performance, fighting mostly at the southpaw, how much did you take into account what happened to Khan in a couple fights after that and preparing for that fight? How do you think that performance kind of launched Terence to get to this point?
Well, I don't take that into consideration at all, because that was a different fight. That was a little while ago. It's his game to bounce back with some great wins. And plus, Brace was on the when Terence fought him. He wasn't great.
I ain't get to finish my question.
Junior welterweight at the time.
Come on,
but
man.
But when Amir Khan fought him, he was all right. So those are two different fighters, and Terence did something totally different to Amir Khan.
Smash the like button, y'all. Get the likes up to 100.
Terence did something totally different to Amir Khan Prescott that he did Amir Khan. So, he's a different fighter now. So that's totally what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I guess the reason I'm asking that is, that kind of launched Terence into becoming more comfortable as the southpaw, and now he's continued on with that and become very proficient at it. I guess I was just looking at it from how did that performance kind of lead you to, have him become the great southpaw that he's become now, knowing that he's naturally an orthodox fighter?
Well, that's
they got a bad connection.
We don't tell him in the ring or in the corner to switch. It's just left up to the fighter. So, I'm not going to take credit for him becoming one of the best southpaws ever. I'm going to give all the credit to him because, he does it when he needs to.
They got a bad connection or something, man.
As far as this fight goes, I know the guys in your camp have always had a lot of respect for Khan. Did you ever foresee these guys would meet up sometime down the road? Knowing from the college division above you guys back in the day.
Oh yeah, definitely that. Our camp and Terence himself always look to try to fight the best fighters out there, and at this time, Khan is ranked in the top, I believe, in the top 10 as welterweight. So. We're going to try to, we're going after the best ones that's available. Tom was available, so he's going to be next up on the chopping block.
All right, thank you.
Your next question is from Dan Raphael.
What? Dan Raphael,
hey, Brian,
he already went.
My question for you is this. When you take a look at the way Khan has been fighting lately, what do you see in his game? He got dropped by Samuel Vargas, but he also took out Greco in 30 seconds or whatever it was.
Right now, with his last two fights, he's like a determined fighter. He's that wants to get the job done. After coming off of two good wins for himself, he's coming in trying to upset Terence. So not one time Team War Terence is going to take a Khan lightly.
Brian, do you think that when you look at all the fighters that Terence has faced so far, I get there's an argument I can make is that Khan is maybe the most accomplished professionally of those guys he's fought. I know Terence fought good opponents, but in terms of the number of major fights, he's won some significant fights, won a world title. Where do you view him in terms of the level of all the different opponents that have been the good ones that Crawford has fought so far?
I rate Khan in the top five opponents that Terence has faced. Like you said, he's accomplished a lot of things in his career, and he's got experience and he's knowledgeable and he knows what to do in the ring at times, and at times you got good ring IQ, good ring generalship. So I do put him up there in the top five.
Out of curiosity, who are some of those other guys that when you say top five that are in your mind besides him among those other five guys?
You got to look at the gold medalists Terence had to face. I think he beat two gold medalists. He beat a few of those undefeated champions. So, he's up there.
And as far as
smash the like button, get the likes.
One thing that was mentioned before, the one negative aspect of Amir Khan in his career is that he's been chinny. He's been knocked out in 3 of his 4
Damn,
losses.
Rafa
And
just
some
stole
of them
what I
quite
said. Y'all
spectacular
heard that,
knockout
right?
losses. Is it a matter in your mind or in Crawford's mind or your camp's mind that, you know, it's a solid fight against a skillful opponent, but the reality is it's just a matter of time until Crawford puts a good punch on that chin?
Well,
I just said that. And he just
we
took
will
my
want to
question.
say that, you know, as we're going into the fight, but, you know, Amir Khan is still dangerous, which, you know, all the attributes that he brings to the ring. So, you know, we don't know what he's doing over there with Virgil Hunter, you know. We don't know what he's doing with his conditioning coach. So, you know, we want to say that, but, you know, we're not thinking that as we go into the ring. One thing we got on our mind is just getting the win.
And last night, somebody asked Bob earlier about if he runs his own Twitter account. He posted a tweet about, you know, that Terence is ready, willing and able to fight Errol Spence Jr. after this fight, after he beats Amir Khan, and, you know, wants to talk to Heyman about it. What is your perspective on that, and how realistic do you think that is?
Well, right now, our total focus is on Amir Khan, what's in front of us. And, you know, Bob's doing his thing. Bob is trying to get the fight, trying to make the fight happen. So, you know, hey, let Bob do his thing and let us do our thing. And then when we get done, go down and sit with Bob and talk to Bob, and hopefully the other guys come to the table.
Y'all heard him steal my question, right?
Good luck on April 20th.
Oh, thank you.
Your next question is from Benjamin Block.
Yeah, hey. I was just wondering, what fighters does Terence plan on bringing to camp? You guys plan on bringing to camp to sort of prepare for Amir's style that you're talking so much about?
Well, that's a little bit too much information to be given out, so you'll find out after the fight.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. What does a win over Amir do for Terence and his trajectory, and what's next?
Well, you know, everybody say that Terence is a small welterweight, and he's not big enough for that weight class, and Amir Khan is a solid welterweight, and so after Terence does his thing on April 20th, you know, it's just going to solidify him to, we're looking for him to be solidified as a natural welterweight, you know.
Hey, yeah, I just want to let you know Terence is back on the line if you have a question for him.
All right, I'm ready. Get the next question going.
Our next question is from Chip Mitchell. Chip, your line is open.
Okay, let's move on.
Your next question is from Tony Benn.
Hey, Terence. Obviously, Amir Khan started as a pro a little bit ahead of you. Just time-wise, he was just always a little bit in front of you and always seemed to be just a weight class above you. As your guys' career has kind of gone on, did you see this as a fight that ever could potentially happen sometime down the road, just because you were so close in age and so close in weight?
Not really. I never really looked at a fight with Amir Khan and myself ever happening then, but you're right. He's always been the bigger guy and higher weight classes, and fought Canelo at a higher weight class, and I thought he would be at 154, but we here now, and I'm excited to share the ring with him.
I know a lot of people have said a lot about this fight in terms of you being a massive favorite in this. But I know you guys are all very aware of what Amir's done over his career. From your standpoint, kind of what's the sell from where you're at? Like, what is it about Khan that you think has earned him this title shot? Because clearly, he has a lot to fight for here. Because you have a lot to lose in this fight.
Well, he's a top welterweight. He has a big name in the sport of boxing. So why not give him a shot at the title? He's done some great things at the welterweight division. He never lost at the welterweight division. So, we look at all of those type of things.
I was kind of asking Brian a little bit earlier, just going back, the one common opponent you guys have is Prescott, and that was a long time ago. But, you really showed how skilled that night you could be as a left-handed fighter. Can you just kind of talk about your how you've improved as a southpaw and how, like, now at this stage of the game, you've become a guy that looks like a normal left-hander, even though you're right-handed. How's the evolution of left-handed fighting kind of advanced for you as you've been in these championship fights as of late?
Well, it's different fights. It just depends on the moment. I feel like I can fight great in both stands. Even though I've been fighting a little more southpaw, I believe that a lot of people forget about me fighting orthodox, me switching it up in the ring time to time. But that goes to show how well I'm doing at my second stand.
Yeah, I was going to say, how would you compare yourself as a southpaw now as to yourself as a southpaw back then? Because you certainly have improved a lot for what it's now.
Well, I've got more experience in the southpaw stance and big fights, so I've evolved tremendously in the southpaw stance.
Thanks, Terence.
Your next question is from Dan Raphael.
What?
Hello, Terence.
He just won
my question
twice.
is this: you're a skilled fighter. He's a skilled fighter. You both have speed. Both have a lot of experience. Both have been champions. Do you think that the biggest difference between
This dude just
you
went
and
3
Khan,
times.
I just want to ask Brian about this while your phone was on the fritz there, is it come down to that you're maybe a better puncher and that he has been knocked out a few times and that he just does not take the best shot, that all things being equal, that's going to be what makes you better in this fight than him?
I won't say that. Yeah, Khan might be fast. He might have good movement and box well, but I'm a great boxer myself, and I'm not the slowest fighter by any means. So I believe in my skills, and I don't just believe that it's just my punching power that's going to lead me to victory. I believe it's my whole overall skills and mindset that'll lead me to victory and comes with 420.
So while you're in the process of doing that and you're showing him your skills and you're doing a good job boxing and all that, do you feel like it is just maybe a matter of time until you put one of your best punches on him and he crumbles?
No, I don't look at that. I always go in a fight looking to get the win. If the knockout comes, it comes. But that's not what I'm focusing on or looking at. It's boxing. Anything can happen. So we prepared to go 12 hard rounds, and that's how we're going to take it coming into the fight.
All right, last night, Bob, who was on the call here, tweeted about this fight, saying, that when you win the fight, as Bob's confident that you'll win the fight, I'm sure you're confident you'll win the fight, that after it's over, that he wanted to let Errol Spence know that you were going to be ready, willing, and available, and, should he call Heyman or should Heyman call him, and let's try to make this fight. What are your thoughts about it? I know you got the fight with Khan coming up, but your promoter was talking about your next fight last night. What do you think about the prospect of a fight with Spence, and is it makeable in your mind?
Of course it's makeable, and that's, I believe, the biggest fight in the welterweight division. But like you said, my main focus is on Amir Khan, and after the fight, we can, talk to Errol Spence and Al Heyman and Top Rank doing business together. But for the most part right now, I'm not even worried or even thinking about Errol Spence right now.
Is there any part of you, Terence, that is I know you're competitive in the boxing ring, you're competitive about a lot of different things, but when you take a look at, say, when Errol Spence just fought, it'll have been just 1 month before your fight when he had to fight with Mikey Garcia, they generated around 350 or so thousand pay-per-view buys. Is there a part of you that is competitive that was like, I want to make sure that, that I show that I am just as marketable and just as popular and just as able to sell pay-per-views as he is?
You see how they're doing
in
this,
your
right?
in the back of your mind, on the business side of Terence Crawford's mind, to do it with that well or better than him?
At the same time, I have no control of that. And I don't know where a lot of people getting their numbers from because I believe that's private information. So, they can say whatever they want. But if they did that much, more power to them. That's good for them. But like I said, I'm not worried about that. My main focus is to go in the ring from April 20th and make sure I solidify a good performance and get the victory. The numbers should do good. Amir Khan is a great fighter. He's fighting a great fighter in myself. And I believe the fans will enjoy a great night of boxing come 420.
All right, very good. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate that. Thanks a lot.
Your next question is from Carlos Toro.
One quick question for Terence. Terence, I know a lot of people have been, putting you as the best fighter in the division. A lot of people expect you to beat Amir Khan, some say comfortably, whether it be through your boxing ability or a combination of your power and Amir Khan, not having the most durable chin in the division. Do you look at this fight and you kind of see that maybe people are selling Amir Khan a little bit short, and are you trying to sort of avoid hearing, the whole talk that Amir Khan is, not as good as you, or that you're such a big favorite to avoid being complacent in this fight?
I'm never going to get complacent. I know the threats that he brings in the ring. I know the troubles that I can have if I overlook a fighter like Amir Khan. He's got everything to gain and nothing to lose. So, we got to take this fight real serious because, these are the fights that slip out of certain fighters' hands that they got the victory in the bag and haven't even fought the fight yet. So we going into the fight 110% focused and ready for the best Amir Khan come fight night.
Thanks, Terence.
Our next question is from Ray McCarrigan.
Hey, Terence, question for you. Do you consider Amir Khan the toughest one you've ever had so far?
I don't know. I can't say because I haven't fought him before.
Do you, he comes in with an action-packed style. Is any part of that sort of your motivation to pick him as an opponent, being that this is your second pay-per-view fight?
I don't know. Like I said, I'm looking for the best Amir Khan fight fight night, and we'll handle everything else accordingly.
Thanks, okay. Thank you, Ray, and thank you, everybody, for joining us here today for the conference call for Amir Khan versus Terence Crawford versus Amir Khan, April 20th at Madison Square Garden. We appreciate all of your time, and we will talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you. That does conclude today's call. You can now disconnect.
They ain't let me get my question. They ain't let me finish, and they ain't let me get it back in. They ain't let me finish my question, and they ain't let me, and he got disconnected. You would think that they would come back to me. They ain't even come back to me. They went back to Dan Raphael 3 times. Three times they went back to Dan Raphael. And then he took my question. He heard my question. I got disconnected. Terence Crawford gets disconnected. Then he goes back behind me and asks the question that I asked. Same exact question. Man, oh man. I'm gonna have to reach out to Bomac now, man. I'm gonna reach out to Bomac. See if I can get Bomac. You know what I'm saying? Smash the like button, man. Get the likes up to 130, man. Yeah, I'm gonna call Bomac, man. See if I could just, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm asking Bob Airman's arguing with them. I'm trying to ask him a question. They continue to cut us both off. Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to Bomac, man. Smash the like button, people. Get the likes up to 150, man. So what y'all think about this conference call thus far, man? You know, I think I told people, I always said that I think that Amir Khan is overlooked. I didn't even get a chance to ask Amir Khan the questions I had for him. I think that Amir Khan is overlooked due to the fact that he's chinny. As you see, Dan Raphael went behind me and asked my question. And I think he's chinny, and that's the reason why people overlook the fight. I think that, you know, it's going to be a good fight for the first couple of rounds. Amir Khan can outbox he can box with the best of them, and he can outbox the best of them. You know what I'm saying? Amir Khan's issue is his chin. You know, his chin deceives him. You know, all the time, and you know, that's big flaw that he has. You know what I mean? And it just always seems to show up in the big fights, and all his fights, should I say. Samuel Vargas, you know what I mean? Samuel Vargas, you know, that chin issue showed up. King Louis II, salute. Stroking, salute. So I ain't even get to finish my question. Nothing. All good. AEA Sports Talk, salute. Mike Jones, salute. Smash the like button, man. Jeff the producer, salute. Jeff and Caesar, salute. ADA Sports Talk, salute. So, you know, Dan Raphael asking the same questions over and over. But I think that It's gonna be a good fight, man. But when you're dealing with somebody with the timing and the speed and the accuracy, and to go along with that, they have power and can switch stance, it spells disaster for Amir Khan. Because it's only a matter of time. And you hear Dan Raphael, he said, it's only a matter of time before you touch his chin. That's what I'm saying. He's fast, accurate, and he has great timing, and he has power. That spells disaster. I was definitely not going to 12. Smash the like button. So, I think it's going to be an entertaining fight. I think it's going to be more exciting than people think. I know people automatically assume, just like I told everybody with the Wilder Fury fight, when people are saying, oh, it's going to end in 1 round and 2 rounds and things of that nature. This is boxing, man. They're professionals. You're going to see the best version of Amir Khan. The best version of him. And I think it's going to go to like the 6th or 7th round. Ron Boy Fresh said he's going to outbox him. You never seen nobody outbox Amir Khan. I don't even think Floyd Mayweather will outbox Amir Khan. I think his timing and his speed and his accuracy will come into play, and they'll get Khan out of there. But Amir Khan is very fast, very long, very accurate, and has a high IQ. He's faster than Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford. You see how his speed, Zab Judah is lightning fast. When Khan fought Zab Judah, and I'm not comparing Zab Judah to Terence Crawford, I know people take your words and run with it. I'm comparing speeds. When Zab Judah got in the ring, Zab Judah is fast. When Zab Judah got in the ring with Floyd Mayweather, Zab Judah was the faster fighter in the ring. Now, he didn't have the chin and the durability and things of that nature to keep up with Floyd Mayweather, so eventually he faded, the stamina and such. But he was very fast. And Zab Judah got in the ring with Floyd Mayweather, he was the faster fighter. When Zab Judah got in the ring with Amir Khan was faster than Zab Judah by far. By far. It's going to be a good fight. I just don't think it's going to last. He said Cash Out Khan ain't the same as King Kong. Yeah, you might have some validity to that. But we got to see. Like he said, Samuel Vargas is hard to get up for. Samuel Vargas and what's the other guy he fought? Phil Greco. Those fights are hard for a fighter like Amir Khan, when fighters are not dedicated to the sport, like a Floyd Mayweather or like a Deontay Wilder, even Anthony Joshua, Andre Ward. Those fighters are dedicated to the sport. Well, in between fights, you're not going to see them balloon up in weight. You're not going to see them distracted, things of that nature. And no matter who their opponent is, they're going to bring it. Floyd Mayweather prepares for every opponent as if they was Manny Pacquiao. He prepared for every opponent as if those opponents was Manny Pacquiao. You understand? Every fighter, you can't expect every fighter to be that way, to have the same preparations, to have the same approach to the game, because they're not. So when we look at Amir Khan fighting Phil Greco and Samuel Vargas, he didn't look the same as he did when he fought Canelo Alvarez. So, but still, it's yet to be seen. We got to see how he looks now, because now he have everything on the line once again. When he fight Phil Greco and Samuel Vargas, he feel like without committing to a certain regimen and nutritionist. As long as I make weight, I'm gonna beat this dude. And that's what happens. Sometimes these guys look at these fights. As long as I make weight in training camp and just stay somewhat sharp in the gym, I'm gonna beat Phil Greco because I'm just superior in skill set. I'm gonna beat Samuel Vargas. So they have these lapses. But when you have Terence Crawford, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Canelo Alvarez on the other side of the ring from you, Errol Spence, you're gonna get the best version of them. Just like Mikey Garcia said. Mikey Garcia said there were plenty of fights he wasn't even into the fight. Had no interest. Smash the like button, get the likes to 150. He had no interest. Porterview Boulevard, salute. He had he fought those fights, but it didn't excite him. They didn't move him. As soon as the Errol Spence fight was signed, and I know we know the outcome of the fight, but as soon as the Errol Spence fight was signed for Mikey Garcia, we seen this dude. He never did. He admitted he never did core exercises. He never worked on his abs. None of that stuff. Signed the fight with Errol Spence, and guess what? Signed up a snack. Ab workout. It didn't help him, but I'm saying in preparation, it was the fight. The challenge. So 50, man. Smash the like button. Get the likes to smash the like button. Smash it right now. Get it to 150. And so everybody's different. And so Amir Khan with the physical top 10, I'ma blow through this dude. Phil Greco, I'm gonna blow through it. He blew through Phil Greco. Samuel Vargas was a little more game than he expected, but we can't judge him off those two fights. This is what we're gonna judge him on. What version of Amir Khan comes in the ring versus Terence Crawford? That's what we must judge him on. Smash the like button, man. Get likes to 150. Smash the like button. Yeah, Will Stroke, Mikey Garcia got a moral victory within himself. He didn't get dropped and he didn't get stopped. That version of Mikey Garcia that prepared for Errol Spence, who's going to beat him at 140? Who's going to beat that version of Mikey Garcia that prepared for Errol Spence? Ron's sister, salute. We got to take these things into account. It's the opponent, it's the challenge. Now, don't get me wrong. Some fighters just come in for the check after a while, I don't think Amir Khan is one of those guys. I think we're going to see the best version of Amir Khan versus Terence Crawford. Because Amir Khan believes in himself. Amir Khan is not Amir Khan is not showing on confidence. He believes in himself. So you put a Terence Crawford in front of him, Errol Spence, Amir Khan, you heard what he said. I'm undefeated at welterweight. He believes that, whether we believe him or not, or whether we agree or whatever. What's important is that's what he believes, and he wholeheartedly believes that. So you got to understand what version of Amir Khan you're going to get. You understand what I'm saying? The important part is Amir Khan believes that, whether we believe it or not. He believes it. I don't think that Khan is going to win this fight. But what I'm saying is, Jack Don, salute. I don't think that Amir Khan is going to win this fight. But what I'm saying is Amir Khan believes that he is going to win this fight. So with that said, he's not coming to lay down. You're going to get the best version of Amir Khan. That's my point. You see what I'm saying? You're going to get the best version of Amir Khan because Amir Khan believes in himself. Amir Khan believes he's going to beat Terence Crawford. Amir Khan is undefeated at welterweight, and he believes he's the best welterweight. And that's all that matters. And so we're going to get the best version of Amir Khan. We're not going to get a lackluster performance or Amir Khan coming in the ring, not making weight. You're not going to get none of that. You're going to get the best version of Amir Khan because he believes in himself. $20 Khan goes the distance. I'll bet you $40 he don't go the distance. I'll double that for you. Oh, Bradley, salute. Remember, Amir Khan was outboxing Canelo Alvarez a bigger 2 weight classes above him, legitimately 2 weight classes above him. Amir Khan was outboxing him for the first. He got stopped in the 6th round. He was winning every round up until he got stopped. Khan was not outboxing Canelo. You didn't watch the fight. I don't know what fight you was watching. If you gonna say Khan was not outboxing Canelo, what fight was you watching? Scott said Khan wasn't outboxing Canelo. What fight was you watching? Did you even watch the fight, or you was just watching Canelo? Yeah, famous old gun. He doesn't have a sturdy chin. Yeah, Khan was giving Canelo real great work up until the stoppage. I don't know why this guy's saying he wasn't outboxing Canelo. What fight was you watching? Hey, yo, I gotta get up out of here, man. I might come back on later. Salute to everybody, man. Appreciate y'all, man. I'm gonna go check out my brother World Breaker fighting. He should be coming on with my brother Kurt Anderson, aka Kurt Sugar, aka the Historian. So I'm gonna get up out of here, man. World Breaker should be coming on in a few minutes, but I gotta get up out of here, man. So I appreciate y'all coming through and showing your boy love. Salute to each and every one of y'all, man. Point of View Boulevard, salute. Appreciate you, man. Salute to everybody, man. I appreciate y'all. I think I'm gonna come back on later on and discuss it more. Get into some more action, man. But salute to everybody.